I'm a real-life substitute teacher, and I hate the no cell phones in school rule. Welcome back to Capo TV and the series that's all about substitute teaching. More and more schools are trying to implement bans on cell phones in the classroom. Cell phones are cited as the #1 reason why kids just don't pay attention anymore. I'll get to that argument in a minute. The logic goes something like this. If there are no cell phones to distract them, kids will learn more. If kids learn more, they'll do better on the standardized tests. If they do better on the standardized tests, then we'll have world peace. Right. Here are a handful of reasons why I can't fully support the ban on cell phones in school. Kids these days are easily distracted by all this technology. I know. Let's give them a laptop. Isn't it a little hypocritical to ban cell phones because they're labeled as a distraction, but then hand a kid a fully functioning laptop that's connected to the internet? Sure, computers are used for research and typing papers and other good things, but for the kids that aren't paying attention anyway, what do you think they're going to use that laptop or computer for? They're going to find any way possible to distract themselves from the work that they don't want to do. The idea has been that adding more and more technology in the schools will save them in the 21st century. But it's like putting a new coat of paint on a house that has no floors. What's the point? If anything, technology is going to be the thing that kills school as we know it. Cell phones aren't the reason kids don't pay attention in school these days. I graduated high school in 2005. Very few teenagers back then had cell phones, and the smartphone was something reserved for fancy businessmen. Even without cell phones, there were still plenty of kids who didn't pay attention in class. Nowadays, those students have something more interesting to focus on when they're bored in class: the smartphone. And it's not the fault of cell phones that these kids aren't paying attention. It's the lack of meaningful content and engaging presentation. That's a common theme on this channel, but I'm not saying teachers need to be entertainers and performers to get kids to pay attention. I'm saying that teachers should be allowed to teach to their audience, and they should be allowed to choose the materials that they think their students want to learn. Perhaps then cell phones wouldn't be an issue. The cell phone rules are not consistently enforced, and this leads to confusion and bickering. Here's a scenario that happens often when I'm substitute teaching. Mrs. Smith lets us listen to music while we work. Ask Jack, doesn't she, Jack? Meanwhile, I have the subplans that say no cell phones in all caps, and it's highlighted and underlined. However, if Mrs. Smith allows cell phones on some days and doesn't allow them on others, then I'm in trouble. From day to day, from teacher to teacher, school rules aren't enforced consistently. It's the human factor. Teachers and students aren't robots, and they can't take a cold mechanical approach to the rules that are handed down from above. Clearly, based on my channel topic, I'm not advocating for stricter enforcement of school rules. I'm only pointing out that rules banning cell phones are doomed to cause unnecessary conflict when they can't be perfectly enforced. Confiscating cell phones from students is a huge unnecessary risk. The average price of a smartphone is over $500. In a school of 1,000 students, that's $500,000 riding in the pockets of teenagers. There are some schools that make it a matter of policy that teachers are supposed to take the cell phones from the students. That extends to substitute teachers as well. But you better believe there's no way I'm touching someone else's $500 piece of property and taking responsibility for its safekeeping. Yet I've seen some teachers snatch cell phones out of students' hands and then toss them into a drawer full of pens and pencils. But I can't imagine the outrage there'd be if a student's cell phone was lost, stolen, or damaged while it's being held by an official in the school. I just think it's a stupid risk to take with someone's personal property. Cell phone bans turn otherwise good students into criminals. Hell, it turns any student with a cell phone into a criminal. If I see a cell phone, I'm supposed to call security and have them come to take it away. Then I, as a substitute, have to write out a referral form, and you know how I hate those, leave a note for the teacher, and remind everyone else that there are no cell phones allowed in the school. The student who had their cell phone taken away can't get that cell phone back until a parent or guardian comes to the school, deals with security, and talks to a vice principal about the incident. It's just a huge headache for everyone involved. That's why I've only called security for a cell phone on a few rare occasions where that was the last little bit of control I had left in the class. Once I make the phone call to security and turn that student into a criminal, everyone else in the class tends to knock off whatever stupid things that they're doing. That doesn't mean I like calling them though. And all of those reasons are why I hate hearing no cell phones in school as a substitute teacher. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of the ban on cell phones in school, and if you're not already subscribed, why not do that now? That way you won't miss next Tuesday's video where I ponder the question, are substitute teachers just babysitters? So, as always, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.